Hey everyone, it's Amanda with My Life, My Way. Welcome back to Fit Fridays, and today I want to talk about carbohydrates. Not all carbohydrates are created equal, and they're really split between two groups. There's complex carbs, which are from vegetables or legumes or even your whole grain products. And then there are simple carbohydrates, which are the ones that are more easily identifiable as sugar. They might be sugar that was added in during the processing phase. They might be sugars that you find in your fruits. There's even simple sugars or simple carbohydrates in your milks and even some vegetables as well. Um, Eating simple carbohydrates causes this sharp rise and then fall in blood sugar, whereas complex carbohydrates take longer to digest and they provide energy over a longer period of time. So that rise and fall is much better sustained and a little bit easier to kind of deal with. Constantly high blood sugar levels or levels that sharply rise and fall over long periods of time have been known to cause insulin resistance. So, insulin resistance is what happens when the pancreas is still making insulin, but the body doesn't respond properly to or to the insulin. So the sugar levels stay up. Because the sugar levels are still up, the pancreas continues to make more and more insulin. And by the time the body catches up and finally uptakes the insulin and uses the sugar, the blood sugar levels come crashing down. So, insulin resistance is often what we associate with type 2 diabetes and heart disease, but it may be associated with fertility issues as well. So, done by a couple of studies that I read about in the Mayo Clinic's Guide to Fertility and Conception, women who eat more refined sugars and simple sugars have been associated with ovulatory infertility, more so than women who ate more complex carbs in their diets. This may be related to the insulin resistance and its effect on reproductive hormones, which is why a lot of women with PCOS, when they're trying to conceive, may be put on metformin, which is the type 2 diabetes medication of choice. And it brings down that insulin resistance, allows you to use the sugars and the insulin in your body properly. So basically what I'm trying to say here is try to reevaluate your diet. Find a way to remove some of the simple carbs, especially those with refined sugars, like ones that were added in during the processing phase of your food, and replacing them for more complex carbs. One of the easiest ways to do that is by looking at a glycemic index. So, a glycemic index is a number given to it, and the number will indicate how easy of a sugar this is to break down in your body. So the easier the sugar it is to break down, the sharper the rise and the fall you're going to see in your sugar levels. I've got a couple of glycemic index websites I was using. The Diabetes Canada website has a pretty good one, and so does the Harvard University of the United States. So I'm going to attach those here in the links in the description box. Take a look at it. See where some of your usual foods, kind of your usual snack foods as a go-to, land on this list. And then find ones that might be a better option for you based on what these numbers are. So you're bringing your complex carbs back in and removing some of your simple carbohydrates off the list. There was actually quite a few that kind of surprised me. So take a look down these lists. Try to find a way to replace out the more simple sugars for the more complex sugars, and kind of give your body a way to kind of have a nice even keel on your energy levels and your sugar levels. For those of us with ovulatory infertility, that may help with those issues. So that includes things like cutting out the pop, even things like cutting out really ripe bananas, because bananas actually change their glycemic index as they ripen because they can become more sweet. Which is kind of an interesting little fact. It's in one of those websites that I was reading about. And it may be changing your breads from white to a whole grain. It may be cutting out the bag of potato chips and replacing it with either a more complex carb or even something like a little handful of nuts to put back in sort of healthier fats and healthier sources of protein instead of just a bag of basically simple sugars. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I had to say for today. It's just quick little update. Let me know what else you'd like to see out of this Fit Friday. those were sort of the last of the run on food that I was going to do. I was going to talk about exercises over the next couple weeks. If you need some exercises to follow, I do a Move It to Lose It on Mondays, and it's a little half an hour workout you can do from your living room with like no equipment with you. So let me know what you guys need. Let me know what you'd be more interested in, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.